I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Tony, and we're the co-founders of Pomme Magazine, and this is Good Stories. Tonight we are having the launch party for issue 1 of Pomme Magazine, the topic being the internet.
Marky Brown. I found out about Pomme Magazine via Tony. He reached out to me. We've been collaborating for a few years now. He reached out to me if I wanted to submit some art, and of course I did. Of course I wanted to. I always fuck with Tony, man. He always doing some creative, independent events in the city. So I'm like, of course, it's a no-brainer, man.
What you do? What piece you have in the magazine?
I have this piece. It's a self-portrait. It's called The Eye of the Eye. Well, that's what it's titled. Just seeing some people that's from where I'm from in Gary, Indiana, doing some cool shit like this outside of Gary, Indiana, but just representing, you know what I'm saying, Gary, Indiana. And that's some cool shit, and I always want to be a part of that. That's cool.
About 7 or 8 months ago, we were just going to different bookstores around Chicago, and we went to one in Wicker Park, and we saw like a lot of cool books, a lot of photo books, coffee table books, magazines, and things like that. We thought that it would be cool to make something like that, but a magazine that appealed to people like us, minorities, young people, people who aren't necessarily classically trained in arts. We just thought it would be a cool thing to see.
I agree. I think there's a shortage of at least right now, of a lot of publications for people of color, and especially young people of color. So with the fact that we're taking this kind of venture into kind of showcasing more artwork from people of color and from this age bracket, I think it's a pretty cool thing for us to do, at least right now.
Each issue has a theme that all of the submissions must follow in some way. The first issue, the theme is the internet. We're, in our mid-20s. We're basically raised on the internet, like grew up coming home, getting on MySpace and things like that. And that we just wanted something that's one that resonates with everyone and something that the artist would appreciate and think is cool to submit something to.
I think it's the internet is something that everybody's interested in right now and wants to be a part of. To see it represented through art and whatever avenue, that's also a really cool thing, just to try to see other people's interpretation of this thing that we all share together.
We made the topic pretty broad just because we wanted to see what each artist's take on the topic would be, but each artist has such a different take that it was very hard to make like a cohesive issue. And so once we got everybody's submissions back, we basically was just like, okay, what else does the magazine need? And then from there, we just did it on our own. So if we needed more writings, more articles, we did it. If it needed more photography, we was out there shooting. I think the biggest challenge with actually putting the magazine together was trying to just build a cohesive body of work with things that were totally different from each other. And I think when people go through the magazine, they'll see that cohesiveness, but they'll see how everything all ties together with the theme.
My name is Kelvin Hicks. I found out about Pomme through my guy Tony. My name is Tony. He's a stupid creator, bro. Everything he's involved in, trying to get me included in, and I always respect that. So yeah, man, he hit me up. It's like, yo, I want you to write something. I was like, it's nothing. You feel me? So yeah, shout out to Tony, bro. It's the Godfather.
Yeah, talk about the piece.
I wrote a piece about the first viral video I saw. It was the Darian Albert video, and that shit just really changed my whole internet life, you feel me? Like the first time you see somebody like murdered on camera, it's like it's some weird shit, you feel me? And it shouldn't be some shit that you should ignore. It's like it's different. So for me, I think that changed my internet life, and I think it changed a lot of people of colors too, because first time you saw something that happens in hoods across America, you saw it on camera, on the internet, and we were forced to confront it. And so that video will probably stick with me for a long time.
I really enjoyed the event. I was surprised that so many people would come through in a blizzard to check out a magazine. I was really grateful and humbled in the sense that so many people liked what we put out. It was great. The event was great. It was great to see so many young creatives all in one room together, just vibing, drinking, and enjoying art.
Yeah, I think it was a really successful event. Yeah, just to see that many people actually engaged with the product versus just coming out just trying to be seen or because such and such is there. It was really cool to see and hear people's feedback about it, with them asking questions like, why did you guys choose this? Why did you guys choose that? Just kind of getting the overall, scope of it. It was very overwhelming to me, but I really appreciate everybody that came out. It was really a really good event. I think of it just helping people out. We're using our talents and our specific drives to help other people. Not necessarily saying it's a charity or anything like that, but sometimes people don't have the means or the specific know-how to go to a specific avenue to get their work shown or seen in different lights. So the fact that a bunch of different artists are sharing one platform and essentially, helping each other out, that's a bigger testament, in my opinion.
The theme for the next issue is beauty. And I'm really excited about it simply because it's so many ways that could be perceived.
I'm really excited to see the interpretations that people have. Like you're saying, I think it's even more of a broader topic than the internet, because the people that I've approached to so far about it, they automatically come, oh, so wait, does it have to be about like my hair, like how beautiful my hair might be, or like my skin? Like, no, what do you think is beautiful? What do you interpret as beauty?
The art world in general is kind of thought of like as a very white community. A lot of women, also a lot of men as well. But when people generally think fine art, they think white people, high arts museums, Paris, things like that. They don't necessarily think like some black kids in Chicago or from Gary or just anything like that. Growing up, I grew up around a lot of talented people. I've always been involved in art, whether it be visual or performing arts, and a lot of the artists that I've known growing up, a lot of the writers that I've known growing up have been black, but that's not necessarily reflected in other mediums. Like, you don't go to a bookstore full of magazines and see a art book with black people in it. Like, that just doesn't happen unless it's the one famous black artist at the time publishing his own thing. Yeah. And so we really just wanted somewhere where people of color, people with different ethnicities, whether it be black, Latino, just minorities in general, could see themselves and see their work. You can find the magazine right now. You could go to pommemag.com, POMMEMAG.com, and order the first issue. Pretty soon we're going to be in a few bookstores around the city. Also, you can follow us at Pomme Magazine on Instagram. There you can keep up with our updates, see where we'll be stocked, and just keep up with what we're doing.